Shavua Tov, a gute Woche, and welcome to our program. The Shabbos, in the morning, we read Parshas HaChedesh, they are four Parshiyos. It starts with Parshas Shkolim, and then Parshas Zocher, and then Parshas Poro, and then Parshas HaChedesh. Parshas HaChedesh is always the last Shabbos before Reish Chedesh Nisan, which means this is Shabbos Mevorchim Nisan, and before that is Parshas HaChedesh. The Parsha starts, HaChedesh Hazeh Lochem Reish Chodoshim, that this Chedesh is the head of all months. The Rebbe in a Maimer, that the Rebbe said on Parshas Shmini, like this Shabbos, and was Parshas HaChedesh, and there was Mevorchim HaChedesh Nisan, and the year was Tovshin Lamed Gimel. And the Rebbe started the Maimer with the words, HaChedesh Hazeh Lochem Reish Chodoshim, Rishon Hu Lochem L'Chodshei Hashana, the Pasuk in Parshas Bei. And then he asked that the Rebbe Nishma Seiden, the Bal HaYilula of Beis Nisan, which is also this week, in the Maimer that starts with the same words, HaChedesh Hazeh Lochem, in the year Tov Reish Samach Vov, in that sequence of Maimorim in the year, that famous sequence of Maimorim in the year Tov Reish Samach Vov, which comes out in 1906, the Rebbe Nishma Seiden asks the question that Tishrei is the head of the year. Not only that, and Tishrei also includes all the months of the year, all the 12 months. And after that, and every month is a different month. Nevertheless, Tishrei includes everyone, of all the months. And therefore, why does it say on Nisan that it is the Reish Chodoshim, the head of the year? And the depth of that question is, why is there another need for the heads? We have the heads of the year, which is Tishrei. Now all of a sudden there is another head. Nisan is the head of the months. Tishrei is the head of the years. Nisan is the head of the months. Why is there a need for that? Why isn't there enough that Tishrei is the head of the year, and that includes all the 12 months? That is the question of the Rebbe Nishma Seiden, Yom HaYilula Beis Nisan this week. And the Rebbe Nishma asks, as mentioned in the sequence of Tov Reish Samach Vov, the Rebbe asks this question in the name of the Rebbe Nishma Seiden on Shabbos Parshas HaChedesh, Tovshin Lamed Gimel. We will return to that and to the answer into the teachings of the Rebbe. But first, our customary story. The customary story or stories this week, continue with the Siyum HoRambam. And we should mention that the grand Siyum HoRambam is going to take place in Yot Hashem on Wednesday night, Tes Nisan. Yud Aleph Nisan is Friday. So this is Erev Yud Aleph Nisan, Wednesday night. It comes out to be the 17th of April, Lemisporom, at 7 o'clock in front of 770. When we did it in front of 770 with Avram Fried and with singers, in the past, we had 15,000 people who came. And with God's help, we hope that it'll be at least the same amount of people who come, because it's Erev, the birthday of the Rebbe. We're coming out in honor of the birthday of the Rebbe, together with the Siyum HoRambam. This year, Rabbi say, we're going to do something special. We're giving each person a matbeya, a coin for 40 years. 40 years since the takona of the Rebbe. Tovshin Mem Daled, and now it's Tovshin Pei Daled, 40 years. Alboim Shono Okud Beder. We're giving somebody a matbeya shel eish. This is a coin of fire. It has the fire of the Rebbe and the fire of the Rambam. Moreover, this matbeya will serve for everyone who is there. Everyone is going to get the coin, men, women, and children. It will serve. You will look at this matbeya, you will remember your connection with the Rebbe and with the Rambam, to learn every day, whether you're going to learn one Perik a day, whether you're going to learn 3 Perukim a day, whether you're going to learn Sefer HaMitzvahs, whatever connection you are going to make this coin will remind you to make that daily connection with the Rebbe. So please remember to be with us Wednesday night, Tes Nisan, 7 o'clock, Erev Yud Aleph Nisan, Lemispodom, April 17th. Im Yirtzeh Hashem at 7 o'clock with a Rom Frieda, with a Kapelle, and with a lot of wonderful, wonderful speakers from all over the world. Now, Rabbi say, as mentioned, several stories about the Siyum HoRambam. On Yutes Shvat, Tovshim Memtes, I was called into the Rebbe's room. The Rebbe was in the house at that time. It was the year after the Rebbetzin. And I went into the Rebbe's upstairs to the Rebbe's private room. I didn't know it at the time, and it was not on my mind at all, but this was the only time that the Rebbe called somebody into his own private room in his house. I was told that this is the only time from before or after. This was the only time. Some people ask me, you were in the Rebbe's room, how did it look? Did you look around? And I must say I didn't see anything. I was afraid to look on all sides. I looked only at the Rebbe. I don't know how the room looked. I don't know anything. I just looked at the Rebbe all the time. The Rebbe started by saying, Die Blätter, die du hast da reingeschickt, machen einen starken Eindruck. This was right after the Siyum HoRambam of Tovshin Memtes. And the Rebbe says, the pages that I send in make a strong impression. And then the Rebbe said, until now we had 5 Siyum HoRambam, 5 times. And he wants we should make a sefer of Hadronim, of Siyumim of the Rambam. He would want it should be from the whole world, but that would be impossible. So it should be from New York, weil do is the moker, because this is the moker, this is the source here. This is the source. And also from Eretz HaKodesh. And then he said for when he wants it. He says if he was going to wait till after Pesach is too long, till after Purim is too long, and it should be bis dem ersten Purim. The Rebbe said dem ersten Purim, Purim Koton, which means it gave us 3 weeks to put together the Sefer. The Rebbe said it should be from here and from Eretz HaKodesh. And from Eretz HaKodesh we can choose which places in Eretz HaKodesh it should be from. And then the Rebbe said, Ich will dir nicht sagen kein Sachplotim, I don't want to tell you many details. Weil Gott hat dir schon gesagt, das Sachplotim, although I told you many details. Weil ich will, du sollst dich reinlegen in dem. I want you to put yourself in this. Und ich will, deine Chaverim sollen sich reinlegen in dem. Und es trachten allein. I want you to think yourself, what's the best way to do it. Then the Rebbe said, offiziell seid ihr alle gleich. Officially, you're all equal, all the Chaverim. There were 10 Chaverim. Offiziell wirst du sein der Emid al Gabehem. Unofficially, you will be the one in charge. Aber alle seien gleich, but everyone is equal. Weil alle seien doch Tage gleich, because everyone is really equal. Then the Rebbe said, soll sich nicht rechnen mit kein Geld. You shouldn't make any calculations about money. He said that 3 times. Soll sich nicht rechnen mit kein Geld. Und all sollt ihr tun, als Sada Yeser Tev. We should do everything in the best possible way. And then he said, auf alle Sachen sollt ihr nehmen Mumchim. You should take Mumchim. And then he said, the Mumchim müssen nicht sein von Spitz Chabad. They don't have to be Spitz Chabad as long as they are Mumchim. Then the Rebbe said, they are Sifrei HaYevel, verschiedene Sachen. Books that were given up for jubileums for certain things. Das meint nicht, als Lubavitch dacht noch machen die ganze Welt. It doesn't mean that Lubavitch has to emulate the entire world. Aber guckt dann darf man. But to see how it's done by the world, that we should do. Then he looked with a smile, strongly, and he said, Ich will sein zufrieden, bekommen von dir in etliche Tage durch. I'll be happy to receive from you in a few days a report. And then he said, und du wirst wissen, als ich warte auf dein Duch, and if you will know that I am waiting for your report, wird das dir mizade sein, it's going to encourage you, und es wird deine Chaverim mizade sein, and it's going to encourage your Chaverim to do things faster. And as I mentioned, when he said, ich will sein zufrieden, bekommen ein Duch von dir, I'll be happy, he looked and he smiled. I can only tell you what I understood. The duchs I wrote, the Rebbe, were always in a broad way, in a broad fashion, with a lot of details. I know that some people write duch what happened this and this night, this and this happened, this one and 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 that one spoke, and that was it, 3 lines. That's a duch. But the Rebbe doesn't like a duch like that. The Rebbe wants to know, this one spoke, first of all, who is he? Second of all, what did he say? I would write all the time in all details, as much as I remembered. All details what everyone said. And all details about the whole evening and how it went and the preparations and everything. Some of the things that were complimentary, and even the things that were not complimentary, I wrote the Rebbe everything. The Rebbe should get a complete duch. I once heard from Rabbi Chodakov that this is what the Rebbe wants. He wants to have a complete duch, even on details that do not have a direct connection with the night, but the Rebbe needs to know them. So I understood when the Rebbe smiled that this is the kind of duch he wants. So this was what the Rebbe wanted, and Baruch Hashem, B'chazdei Hashem Yisborech, and with the Rebbe's infinite brachas, we were able to do what the Rebbe wants. On the Mir Hashem next week, we will continue how we gave the Rebbe the Sforim and the Rebbe's very, very happy Baruch Hashem reaction. Rabbi say, concerning the question, Hachedesh Hazeh Lochem, what is the need to introduce another order of events? We have an order of events. Rosh Hashanah is Tishrei, and that's the Rosh Hashanah of the whole year. And then there are 12 Rosh Chodoshim. We find it in the Pastos Pinchas, Kriyas HaTorah. We find for Rosh Hashanah and for Pastos and for Rosh Chodesh. And the Rebbe answers that the Medrash on this posuk gives us a clue to the answer. The Medrash says, the Medrash in Shmei Rabbe, Perek Tesvov, Mishboch al HaKadosh Baruch Hu be'elomei kova be'eroshi chodoshim v'shonim. When Almighty God chose His world, He instituted the heads of months and years. Umishboch al be'Yaakov u'banov, and when He chose Yaakov and his children, kova be'ereish chedesh al Geulah, He instituted a head of a month of Geulah. And this is what it says, Hachedesh Hazeh Lochem. The Rebbe explains every word of the Medrash. Why is there a need of to say Misheboch al HaKadosh Baruch Hu bo'elomei? When Almighty God chose, it could have said when Almighty God created the world, Misheboch al HaKadosh Baruch Hu es elomei, or Misheboch al Yaakov u'banov. Why is there a need to introduce the concept of bechira, of choice? And the Rebbe answers that first we know we are the chosen people. Yes, indeed we are, proudly so. And throughout the generations, we suffered a lot of anti-Semitism. Why are you the chosen people? You decided that you are chosen. And we suffered a lot without going into detail until this very day. But in truth, we did not choose ourselves. We always say, Atov v'chavtonu, you, Almighty God, chose us. We didn't make any choosing here. It's not our choice at all. Nobody asked us. It's not our choice. Atov v'chavtonu, you, Almighty God, made the choice. And the Rebbe explains, what does it mean, a choice? A choice means that it's equal for him to do it or not to do it. To do it or not to do it are the same. And then he chose to do it. So therefore, there is no question here why it happened, and why is it this way, and why isn't it another way. It's the choice of Almighty God who created the world, and He chose to do it that way. So He chose Tishrei. And then Umishabocha, again his choice. Beyankev Uvonov, what did he do? Kova beyadish chedesh shel geulo. So the Rebbe explains here, based on what the Rebbe Nishmas Eden says, that there are two orders of events. There's one order, the natural order of events. Almighty God created the world. And He created it with the natural order of events. This is the Seder that comes from the month of Tishrei, and it's called Hanhogo Tivis, the natural conduct. There's a pasuk in Noach, right after the Mabul, 8 Kel Yemei HaOretz, that the days of the earth are going to continue. Almighty God said, you don't have to worry. I'm not going to change the world. The days of the world are going to continue. And what are they? Zera, v'kotzi, you plow and you harvest. V'keir, v'cheim, and it's cold and it's hot. V'kayitz, v'cherev, and it's summer and it's winter. V'yem, v'laylo, and it's night and it's day. Leish Beisa will not cease from the world. In other words, the order of events will continue. And that order is indicative in the word Tishrei. Tishrei is the natural order of events. Cold and hot and summer and winter, you plow, you harvest, the natural order of events. But that's not enough. Why? Because the natural order of events is not enough for us to survive. We cannot survive under the natural order of events. The natural order of events is that on Eretz Yisrael there are 60 Arab nations that hate us, if we don't know it by now. And therefore we would have no chance of survival. The only reason we survive is because there's a supernatural order of events. Because there's a God on this world, and He guards us. As we mentioned on this program, Godel Horeya, the shepherd is always there to make sure to guard us and to keep us and to watch over us. So therefore we couldn't survive with the natural order of events. And when Almighty God chose, again it was His choice, no one else's. It's His choice. And if anybody will say to us, how come you are the chosen people? What do you want from us? We haven't chosen anything. Almighty God who created the world, who created you and us and everyone, He made that choice. When He chose Yankiv Uvonov, He had to introduce something that they should be able to survive. He can't create a nation without giving them the chance of survival. So therefore, He says there is another order of events. And it's called Hanhogo Nisis, the supernatural order of events. And this is what Nisan stands for. HaChedesh Hazeh Lochem, for you, there is the supernatural order of events. And with this we will understand the Rabbi say, a Gemara in the Rosh Hashanah, a machlekes between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Eliezer says, B'Nisan nigalu, uvetishrei asidin lihigoyel. Yes, we were redeemed in Nisan, but then the Degulu Amitis ve'Ashlema will come in Tishrei. Rabbi Yeshua says, B'Nisan nigalu, uvenissan asidin lihigoyel. That we were redeemed in Nisan, and we are going to be redeemed again, also in Nisan. Comes the Ben Chamesh Esrei Gemara, who learns Gemara, whether he's 15 years old or 10 years old, whenever he starts learning Gemara with his teacher, and he says, I must tell you, I don't understand this at all. What? A machlekes when Mashiach is going to come, and one Tana says he's going to come in Tishrei, the other Tana says he's going to come in Nisan. I don't understand either one of them. Suppose now we're still in the last days of Odor. Even according to Rabbi Yeshua, you ask him, when is Mashiach coming? It's the last days of Odor. Is he coming today? He says, no. You have to wait until Tuesday, the first day of Nisan. Can he come before? Oh, you have to wait for Tuesday. But Nisan Asidin Li Goyel. If you ask Rabbi Eliezer, he says you have to wait these days and another 6 months till Tishrei. And the Ben Chameshes Gemara or Ben Eser Gemara, whenever he starts learning Gemara, he says, I must tell you, I don't understand what they're talking about. If you ask me when he can come today. And that's what the Rambam paskins. That you have to wait for Mashiach every single day. And not to say, I'm going to wait for Mashiach when he comes in Nisan, which is in 3 days. Or he's going to come in Tishrei, which is in 3 days and 6 months. What does that mean? Every day you wait for Mashiach, every moment of every day. So how can there be a machlekes between two Tanoim when Mashiach is coming? And one says he's coming in Nisan, the other one says he's coming in Tishrei. And the Rebbe answers that the machlekes is not when he's coming. He's coming any day. Every single day. And the Rebbe once said in Abelisker Agode, he found that it says every moment of every single day. So therefore, it's not a machlekes when Mashiach is coming. The question is, what kind of hanhoga it's going to be when he comes? So Rabbi Eliezer says it's going to be hanhoga tivis. At first, it will be hanhoga tivis, a natural hanhoga. And Rabbi Shua said from the very first moment, it's going to be a supernatural hanhoga. So the machlekes is not when he is coming, is how he's coming and what's going to be. And the Rebbe says they are both first is going to be a natural hanhoga, and after that a supernatural hanhoga. So what we see here, that there is a supernatural hanhoga for the Jewish people. And that's called hanhoga nisis, and that's introduced by the month of Nisan, Achedesh Azel Lochem Reish Chodoshim, Mishebocha Beyakev Uvonov Kova Bechedesh Shel Geulo. Rabbi say Chedesh Shel Geulo, a month of Geulo. Not only on the 15th day of Nisan is Pesach. Wonderful. The whole month is a month of Geulah from the very beginning. And the Rebbe says that the Medrash paskins the halacha like Rabbi Yeshua, because the Medrash says simply, B'Nisan nigalu of Nisan asidin legoy. Well, I going into no machlekes. So therefore, we have the best chance now. B'Nisan, it's coming our way. And it doesn't mean that we have to wait these 3 days. It means that it's coming immediately. And the Anhoga will be an Anhoga Nisis immediately. Rabbi say this is a special generation. The last generation of Golus, the first generation of Geulah. And our generation is going to be the one who will see the Geulah Amitis V'Yashlema with our very own eyes. Ubagolo didanu v'simcho v'tuv livovu v'tiva nira v'anile ulamato mi'asor atvochim uv'chesed uv'rachamim v'tekef umiyad mamesh.